Today we'll be making festive drinks ranging from some good old classics like mulled wine all the way to some viral newer drinks, and we will be rating them in snowflakes on how festive they are. 1 snowflake meaning they're not festive at all, even if they might taste good, and 5 snowflakes being holiday cheer in a cup. So to begin, we're gonna start with peppermint bark hot chocolate. The recipe I'm using is from Striped and Spatula. This recipe calls for milk and heavy cream, and I am going to be substituting the milk with an oat milk and the heavy cream with a soy version, just because I don't want to spend all day on the toilet tomorrow. In a pot, I'm adding 1 cup of oat milk and 1/4 cup of the soy heavy cream. 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/8 of a teaspoon of peppermint extract, and a pinch of salt. So I'm gonna pop this on the stove, and once it simmers, I'll add the chocolate chips in. The peppermint hot chocolate is just about done, so I'm going to pour it into this. It smells exactly how you would expect it to smell. It smells like peppermint bark. It smells pepperminty, chocolatey. I'm gonna put a few baby marshmallows on top. They do say an optional garnish is crushed candy canes, but very realistically, I would not do that on or off the camera. So we're just gonna go with a mini candy cane, and we're just gonna pop that in there. You just stay, whatever. Candy cane failed me. While it may not look like it, there is a candy cane in there. Just for reference, it is like 90 degrees outside. I am sweating after standing in front of the stove, and there is 0 holiday decor around me in my house, so there is nothing festive about this right now. So let's see how festive I will feel after drinking this peppermint hot chocolate. Oh my gosh. That is a peppermint bark hot chocolate. That is delicious. Oh my gosh. Festive level is definitely like a 4 out of 5 snowflakes. Using 1 tablespoon of sugar is actually perfect level of sweetness, and I'd even use a little bit less than 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, and I'd even increase the amount of peppermint extract just by a smidge, just by like the tiniest amount. That's lovely. Since I don't want to throw up today, I'm gonna stop drinking that and move on to the next recipe. Moving on to our next recipe, it's another hot chocolate, but this time it's a gingerbread hot chocolate. The recipe I'm using is from Cravings of a Lunatic. Usually I would do a dairy-free version, but yesterday I did make a dairy-free version of this, and it didn't taste quite what I think the recipe was trying to make it taste like. So today we're gonna go with the real deal. I got chocolate milk, and we're gonna follow this recipe verbatim. For the chocolate milk, we're gonna be using the wow, I've never pronounced this before. Dansizen? That's cold brew coffee milk? Did I buy the wrong thing again? Did I buy coffee milk? So anyway, since we don't have chocolate milk, we have coffee milk, and I suspect it should be just as good. If it's not chocolatey enough, I'll add some chocolate chips. And for like a morning beverage, this might even be even better because it has some caffeine in it. For this recipe, we'll need 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1/2 tablespoon of Biscoff spread, a little more than 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1.5 cups of chocolate milk, and simmer on the stove until the cookie butter is melted. Okay, let's see how this tastes. You know, yesterday's version really wasn't far off from this, except yesterday's was much more chocolatey. This one is just like the essence of ground ginger and cinnamon. Yeah, this is pretty pleasant. This is pretty festive. You know, the more I drink it, the more I like this. It's got a really nice like ginger kick to it. It's not too chocolatey this time around. I actually don't taste the coffee at all, but it's really pleasant. This is like pretty dang festive. I'm gonna give this 4 snowflakes out of 5 because that's how festive it feels. It's very gingery, it's very spiced, it's pleasant. I've almost finished this cup actually. So I'd say this is a pretty successful recipe. That was good. Initially, that wasn't my favorite drink, but as I drank it more, I liked it more and more. And I think I will be making it again this season, especially on a really cold winter morning. Moving right along, the next drink we're going to make is eggnog. We will be using store-bought eggnog for this one for a couple reasons. One, because the price of eggs is astronomically high right now, while the eggnog costs like $4 for a bottle. And the second reason, I did make a homemade dairy-free eggnog yesterday, and instead of feeling like holiday Christmas cheer, happiness, warm and fuzzy in a cup that eggnog usually makes me feel, it was a little bit more like I'm drinking an egg custard with booze in it. We're just gonna go with the eggnog from Shamrock, just because we usually get this for the holidays anyway, and I know I love it. It's a good one. The best part of this drink is how easy it is to assemble. You can, of course, enjoy it as is, but we're gonna be adding some black spice rum by Jonah's Curse. To top it off, we're gonna add a dash of nutmeg and a sprinkle of cinnamon. And our remaining half stick of cinnamon. And I'm just gonna give that a little swirl. Adorable. That is holiday in a cup. Holiday cheer all around. I don't even know how I messed up the homemade eggnog yesterday. It was just way too custardy. This is eggnog. This is like Christmas in a cup. So good. 5 snowflakes out of 5. Can't go wrong with eggnog. Unless you make it yourself and then you mess up. Up next is one of the viral holiday drinks. This is actually viral last year, but this is the Grinch Punch by DIY Cocktail Guy. And let me just show you his video on how he makes his Grinch Punch.
We're gonna add 2 cups of our melon liqueur, and we're gonna go 1 cup of our vodka, 2 cups of our pineapple juice here. This will just get those real tropical flavors in there. Let's pop in a full bottle of our Sprite. Also gonna add 2 cups of our ginger beer or ginger ale, whichever you'd like. Now I've just got some red sugar around the rim of my glass. Definitely give it a go.
For this one, since I don't want to make a whole punch bowl full of this, I'm just gonna pour it all into this little cup and hopefully we can get the proportions right. First off, we're just gonna coat the rim of this cup with red sugar. Now we're gonna add 2 splashes of melon liqueur. Okay, now we're gonna add our melon liqueur. 1 splash of vodka, 2 splashes of pineapple juice, 2 splashes of ginger beer, and I'm gonna top mine off with club soda. Instead of looking fresh and cute, my drink ended up looking a little like Grinch after he stole Christmas. Anyway, let's give this a try and see how it tastes. This is delightful. It tastes like a very light punch, really easy drinking, fun festive colors. If you don't rim your cups, I feel like it wouldn't be as festive, but with the rimmed cup, I'd say 3.5 snowflakes. Up next, we've got another viral TikTok holiday drink, and this one's the Snow Globe cocktail. Again, it was viral from last year, but let me show you their video on how to make this drink. And this one is by Everyday Cocktail. Just like the recipe, I'm gonna pop a few cranberries into this cup, but unlike the recipe, instead of filling the cup with water to freeze, I'm gonna add white cranberry juice. That way, when the ice eventually melts, you wouldn't be having a watered down beverage, but it would be a nice cranberry juice mixed with the beverage. And we're gonna add a little piece of rosemary to the center of the cup and pop it in the freezer. And a few hours later, you have a little snow globe cup. It's so cute. This is absolutely the most adorable thing I've ever seen. Now, the recipe says to use champagne. I'm not the biggest fan of champagne, so if you want to make it a virgin you can just add some like ginger beer or club soda. That'd be great. But I'm gonna add some Sauvignon Blanc. This is from Quail Oak from Safeway. It was, again, $4, which is such a good deal on wine that doesn't taste bad and it doesn't give you a nasty hangover. I chilled my wine a little bit too much and now it is a slushy. So it's kind of ruining the whole snow globe effect. Let me see if adding some club soda to it will help. Why is it like crooked? It's okay. I still think it's adorable. It might not give the same effect as it looked online, but I feel like a Sauvignon Blanc mixed with club soda is kind of the same color as like a champagne. Am I not? Is that not? Am I wrong? Yeah, it's definitely not as cute as what it looked like online, but I think it's very festive still. I think it's still adorable. I'd say A for effort. That's what the holidays are all about, right? I also would suggest you go for a stiffer rosemary if you can find one. This rosemary is relatively limp, so it's kind of just fallen over. Let's give it a taste and see how festive we feel afterwards. It's great. It's a sparkly Sauvignon Blanc. Even as the ice starts to float with the cranberries like frozen onto it, I think it's still fairly adorable. Like, this is such a festive looking drink without tasting festive at all. If you don't like the taste of festive drinks and like the people you're entertaining really just like white wine, this is a great way to serve your white wine and make it a little more festive. The way it tastes is definitely like a 0 snowflakes out of 5 because the taste is not festive at all. But the way it looks, the whole presentation, 5 out of 5. It makes me so happy to see this. This looks like we're about to sit down for Thanksgiving dinner or like Christmas dinner, and it's just adorable and cute, and I love it. I love it so much. So since it didn't taste festive at all, but looks extremely festive, we're gonna meet in the middle and give this 3 snowflakes out of 5. The next recipe we're gonna make is neither a classic nor viral, but it was one that I saw online that I thought would be kind of fun to make. It is the poinsettia pomegranate martini with gin. And this recipe is from Inspired by Charm. To make this drink, we're gonna fill a cocktail shaker with ice, a shot of gin, 1 ounce of pomegranate juice, ½ ounce of simple syrup, which we made from scratch, 1 ounce of fresh lime juice. Give it a good shake and it's ready to be served. Very pleasant, very refreshing. Festive wise, I'd give it like 1 snowflake. Drinking this does not make me feel festive. The drink itself is really wonderful. It's light, it's refreshing, it's very pleasant. 5 out of 5 stars for taste, 1 snowflake out of 5 for festiveness. Moving on to some more classic drinks, the next drink we're gonna make is the spiked hot apple cider. This recipe that I'm following is from Joyful Healthy Eats. For this recipe, we're gonna add to our pot ½ of an orange sliced, ½ inch of ginger root, also sliced, 1½ cinnamon sticks, 2 star anise, ½ tablespoon of cloves. You know how many cloves that is? That's so many cloves. ½ tablespoon of allspice, and ½ gallon of apple cider. Next, you bring the mixture to a boil and reduce it to a simmer and cover it for about 2 to 3 hours. Once the mixture is done simmering, then you add the rum. Alright, the spiked cider is finally done simmering and I've got it in a little cup right here. So let's try this. That's pretty lovely. Did I even add booze to this? I don't think I added the rum yet. Again, I'm using the Jonah's Curse black spiced rum that we used in our eggnog. Even without the rum, it was actually pretty nice and like cozy. So it does really feel festive already. With the rum, it just tastes like there's rum added to the spiked apple cider that I just drank. But it's nice, it's cozy. It's like 4 snowflakes out of 5. Taste-wise, I even don't like this as much as the pomegranate martini we just had, but coziness-wise, festive-wise, this is much, much more festive than the pomegranate martini. Up next is yet another classic drink, and it's mulled wine. The recipe I'll be following is the best mulled wine recipe, supposedly by Delish. And all you need to do is slice 1 orange and throw it in a pot along with 6 whole cloves, 3 star anise pods, 3 cinnamon sticks, ½ a cup of honey, 1 bottle of red wine, For the wine, I'm using a Merlot. This is Quail Look from Safeway, and to drink in general, this is like a pretty decent wine, and it's usually for like $4 to $5. Sometimes it goes to like $3.99 on clearance, which is great. If you're making a lot more and you want just like more wine, Boda Box is actually a pretty good box wine, and the price is fairly reasonable as well. And half a cup of brandy. Next, you let it simmer on the stove for about 10 minutes, and then it's ready to serve. Let's taste our mulled wine. I already know I love mulled wine, and I already know it's very festive. It is just like a festive holiday party in your mouth. It's so lovely, it's a little tart, it's warm. Even when it's served chill, it's also amazing. So you can make a whole big pot of this and then put it in the fridge in a mason jar and just pour out however much you want whenever you want to drink it. And it lasts for like 3 days in the fridge. So don't worry about making too much. But mulled wine, this glass, this cup, it's like 5 snowflakes out of 5. So festive, so lovely, so warm. And like not even temperature wise, this is actually not that warm. It's like warm in my heart. And last but not least, the very last drink we're gonna make is yet another classic. This one is a hot toddy. So for the hot toddies, I'm actually gonna make 2 of them. I'm gonna make one with a regular drinking bourbon. This one is First Call Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. The guy from Total Wine said it was like a really good regular drinking bourbon. I have not tried this yet. I have no idea what it tastes like, but this is what we're gonna be using for the first hot toddy. But the second one is the Kings Creek Tennessee Whiskey Cider. And this one was also recommended by the guy at Total Wine, and he said it had like a little bit more apple flavors. I just feel like this might be a little bit more like festive, so that's why we're saving it for the very last drink. So I've got my water boiling already, and let's just assemble our drinks. The recipe we're going to use today is also by Delish, and all you need is a little bit of bourbon, some honey, and some fresh lemon juice. The recipe calls to warm this up in a saucepan over the stove, but I opted to be a little lazy and just boiled some hot water on my kettle. And I'm just going to mix it with the cinnamon stick. Alright, I'm kind of scared because this one smells a lot like just like whiskey. Which, I mean, it is whiskey, but I'm not like the biggest whiskey fan in general. That's strong. Despite what my face is doing, it's not bad. It's just what my face looks like when I drink whiskeys. The hot water really like makes it a little more mild. There's a little bit of a bite to it, and the lemon is very pleasant. Just the fact that it's like a hot, citrusy drink, kind of like a warm lemon tea, it does like automatically feel a little bit more festive. Maybe like a dead of winter drink. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is still more festive than that pomegranate martini. I'm gonna say this is like 3.5 snowflakes, maybe even 4 snowflakes. All right, last up, let's try the Tennessee Whiskey Cider. I definitely feel like I've cooked a whole Thanksgiving meal with absolutely nothing to show for it. Oh my god. This is so lovely. Wow. I cannot believe that this is only whiskey, water, lemon juice, and honey. It's so delightful. It tastes like apple and warm and cozy, and there's no bite to it at all. Like, you don't feel the whiskey burn at all. Like, if someone gave this to me, I would not even guess that there was alcohol in it. It is absolutely so delightful and so festive. Like, this is so festive. What a lovely drink to end this video on. This gets like 10 snowflakes out of 5. Like, it's even more festive than the mulled wine, which is very festive already. This is delightful holiday cheer in a little cup. Amazing. Wow. That last drink really got me into the holiday spirit. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I have so much more fun content planned for you guys that'll be coming out very, very soon. And hopefully this video gave you a little bit of holiday cheer. If not, just go make yourself a holiday drink, and for sure that will get you into the holiday spirit. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will see you next time. Bye!